this out and then we'll play, okay?
Welcome!
We are so excited to come on today with a really special guest. We've been working with Natalie over, has it been a year? Probably over a year now.
Over a year? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Well, you were here. You were in phase 1, and then you kind of were going on your own journey, and then you came back, and then you just kind of jumped to phase 2. So that was super amazing. But I want to talk more about you. Tell them what you do. Tell them how you help people, who you work with, all that great stuff.
Yeah. So I own True Alignment Academy, who works with nurses, and I help nurses heal trauma. And so I also work with like first responders and healthcare workers, but the main focus is on nurses.
That's awesome. So I know you work a lot with like entrepreneurial nurses. Talk about that and talk about kind of some of the challenges that they go through and how that happens. And then we'll jump into some more stuff.
Sure. So I have a lot of nurses who want to step away from the bedside, who see themselves, they're meant for something more. And what happens is we have a lot of programming as nurses, perfectionism and blocks that come up in stepping out of that comfort zone. Also, in the entrepreneur world, there are so many limiting beliefs that come up in that process. And so I do subconscious work, since it drives 96% of everything that we do. I do a lot of subconscious work in that to help them overcome the blocks. And then I teach them how to fish. I teach them how to actually have the tools to maintain their own mental wellness from there.
That's awesome. So talk about like what it was like when you first met us and like where you were and then just kind of the transition of being through our program and getting whatever results you got and then leaving and then coming back and then like what it became like after that.
So I'll tell you that before I signed with y'all, I dropped over 20K in other coaches.
Oh, wow.
And I just happened to see you on a live. And as soon as I got on the live, I just felt the energy and I was like, who are these people? And so when I got on the call, I knew that this was it because it tackled, both like the tactical side and also what really entrepreneurship is, that deeper level. And so I loved phase 1. And at the same time, I was so blocked. I come from a life of a lot of trauma. And so in your program, what I found is that was truly what was keeping me blocked. And so I exited phase 1 and went on a healing journey myself. And then we met back up on the other side of that. And it's just been incredible.
Yeah, I think, and I don't know directly if this was for you or anything, but like at that time, like we weren't really dealing with the block stuff as much, right?
You were like finding the blocks.
Yeah.
Like, here they are.
Oh yeah. You're stuck as hell. We can't do anything with that. But like, and really I can't remember because it was like there was a big gap. It was like almost a year in between the period of time of like when you left phase 1 and then came back and become part of phase 2. And so like that, like we were at like infancy almost in our business. So it's like you got like the basic look of where we started, right? And in that period of time of leaving and coming back, we started, Holly got, trained in her energetic journey. We discovered something called rapid quantum shifting, where we founded something called quantum rapid shifting. And then Holly's now an expert in somatic and helping people get trauma out of their body and all this stuff. And it's like how much
she was doing the energy work when she was here.
Okay, so there was energy work when she left.
Oh,
I don't remember.
Oh, yes. That is what started this whole thing. Hold on.
Yes,
okay.
It was.
Okay.
It was.
So it must have been like right when you were you were
No.
going through it. No? Okay. I can't remember time periods.
That's okay. Time doesn't exist. It's only a matter of our perspectives anyway.
Indeed.
That's it.
So let's talk
So,
about
well, no, let's kind of shift to that. Like, that was kind of the catalyst of what started your whole journey.
Mm-hmm. It created a huge shift in my business, actually, because whenever I met with you, you know, it was like I was banging my head up against a concrete wall. I had the passion, I had the drive, and I couldn't, I was totally paralyzed. And so you just started chipping off the brick, right? And creating that awareness around it. And I realized that I needed to dive a lot deeper, and that cement wall needed to be removed. And so that's what started my whole journey into healing. That's what started my whole business shift into realizing, like, it takes healing, you know, what's inside of us in order for us to move forward. We can't move forward with trauma stuck in our bodies if we, you know. And so, yeah, like, you changed my life. Truly, on so many levels. And now I'm back with phase 2, and I'm like, you blew up. Your knowledge is so much that I know it's a different phase as well, but I just see how much y'all have grown. I mean, it's incredible.
I think it's the, like, thank you. I received that. My eyes are watering and my body is like, really receive that. and I am. So thank you. But it's like chipping off the block. And it was important for me that, you know, it is stored in your body, and it's energetic, but it's also in your physical body. It's in your subconscious. It's these past stories. And how can we rewire this? So I've spent this last year in my own certifications and my own growth to be able to take these traumas, and really it's like a quantum dimensional healing where we're going energetically and doing that work, but we're also working within the body and the subconscious, being able to rewire all of this stuff. So this is the stuff, right? The marketing and everything, like, it's powerful. It moves around all of this, but this is really like the core of, this is the stuff.
Exactly. I mean, transformational, life-changing. It's the meat and potatoes.
So something that I was really impressed with when you came back was your belief in your worth in your work, right? Like, not too many people, because when you were first in, I can't remember even you having, I don't remember what you were offering, or if you had something at the time, right? Because there was so much blocks.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you came back, you're like, yeah, I charged $10K. I'm like, what the? Well, yeah. Oh, okay. High five. And then you started selling them, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Mama Duty is calling.
Let's go. And let's talk about that, of like how you went from having whatever you had back when you were in the program of the first, to coming back and then being able to offer a program for $10,000 and selling it on a regular basis, where you sold 3 in a month, which is freaking amazing, right? Like, that takes something. So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, definitely. So I think I was selling a program around mindset for $1,500, and I'll tell you, when I was selling it, which I did sell, I think I had 4 that ran through that program. But I can tell you, like, on the sales calls, like in my content, like everything, I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it, because I didn't believe in me. There was no self-trust that I could take someone through the program and give them the experience that I felt was worthy of that. And now I know on the deepest core that I trust myself, that I am worthy. As I've gone through this healing and continued to dive into the tools that I teach for myself, this healing journey, there's so many money blocks that have cleared as well. But I think more than anything, I trust me. You know, what the biggest belief system I had whenever I was on my journey was I deserved to be punished. So can you imagine how I showed up to everything? And that the self-sabotage was so extreme, hence the hitting my head against a cement block and the paralyzation. And so once I cleared that and had some repressed memories come up that I was able to heal, it was like, I am worthy. I am worthy, and I know it in my bones, and I know that what I offer works. I know it. And so it's very easy for me to put a 10 grand on this program because I know the results are guaranteed as long as you show up and do the work.
Hell yeah.
It's a knowing. Yeah.
To see, this is the fuel. That's why I'm like, I got my baby in here. I just woke up my son. I'm like, we need to be on this live. Like, this is my life's work. And this is the fuel and the fire of what keeps me going day in and day out to stay consistent and to show up, is this conversation right here. And what happens when you do that. So it's freaking powerful.
It's so powerful. It is.
So for the people that are already in, because there's people that are been already in phase 1 for a bit, and they're looking at phase 2 and they're thinking about upgrading, what would you tell them of the difference of what you've gotten kind of from phase 1 and then phase 2 and in that conversation?
So definitely phase 1 is a foundational piece that needs to be there, right? And everything I do now as I level up is scary awesome. That's my word for it. And there's fear. Fear is a normal human emotion that's just trying to communicate with us, right? And so phase 2 is scary awesome. Even from where I was citing the clients at 10 grand, it still is, it's leveling up. And what I've gotten from phase 2 is so incredible because it's just on another level. I'm ready for it. I mean, the tools, the ability to take this scary up leveling, right? And to take where you want to go, your desire, and break it down and actually put it in realistic format, right? And not only that, but I feel like the calls are on a deeper level. We really get to the core and address things, and it's a do and learn, and the space that y'all hold for us as we go through that is phenomenal. Absolutely. I mean, it was the same in phase 1. It just reinforces. It's a no judgment zone. It's a, hey, where are you? I'm going to come to you and I'm going to show you. This is where you want to go? Great. Let's break that down. And just the tools that you are giving us it just blows my mind. There's nothing else out there in regards to how you can take us from where we are and show us how to get to where we want to go.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. And so when you first got in, so there's 2 decisions, like major choices that you made here, right? The first time when you were wherever you were and you already spent $20,000 on programs and you made a choice to get into phase 1. Like if anybody's there, like, I guess what excuse could you have made that of not doing it, and why did you do it anyways?
So for sure, you're thinking, well, I just dropped 20 grand on these coaches and it didn't work, right? And so why is this going to work? And maybe I should try this on my own. I mean, there's a million excuses that come up. There's that fear. There's that scarcity mindset around the money. Oh my gosh, I can't afford this. How am I going to make this money? Which shifts in the program. This is the thing. Phase 1 works with Chad and Holly, period. End of sentence. If you are on the fence, think about it like this. The money that you're going to recoup, and it's not really about the money at the end of the day. Although I understand that was the place where I was at, that scarcity, right? But the investment you're going to recoup on the other end of this is going to be absolutely mind-blowing. You want a business, you want to see your business successful, jump off the ledge here. You will be held. It is safe. And they will hold your hand every step of the way.
Awesome. And for the people and then there was another choice, right? of like you coming back, right? Because it was a whole year. You were free and clear. You could have like, see you
That
guys.
was great.
like
Changed my life.
you weren't in the emotion of like the results from phase 1 and then moving into phase 2 when there was no like, you just came back and you're like, hey, I'm coming back. It sounds like I need phase 2. Oh, cool. Talk about that jump and talk about that choice of coming back and like why did you come back?
Yeah, it was a really big gap. So I actually looked into other programs as I was considering coming back to you, and they just weren't right for me. They weren't right because you respect each and every one of us as clients and where we are and where our journey is. And it doesn't feel like a machine here. I think that, I had started building a team at that time. And what you offer in phase 2 is not just here's the outline and everybody gets this outline, right? Like you spend that time with us to understand where do we want to go? Like what is our desire? And you take care of us as well as the team. It's very customized versus, like I said, the machine, that impersonal mentor that really is, you're another number, you're another revenue number. And I've always, trusted my intuition with y'all, and the energy has always been spot on. I just know you're my people.
Awesome.
You're our people too.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, I'm like, I think I needed to hear this just as much because it's like being in the business in the day to day and, going through it. So I'm just grateful and really present to the work that we do in Quantum Impact, and it's completely worth all of it.
Yeah. And here's a tip. If you are like working and you've had a bunch of results with clients and they're getting amazing things, and you're like, things are kind of wherever they are. And I'm not saying that that's for us, but like just in general, right? Say you're in a business and things got a little muddled. Go interview your clients and let them say amazing things about you and your program. And then it'll make you feel amazing. And then you can go out there and crush it.
Well, even if you're not muddled, I think it's important to really get present to what it is that you do, because that keeps you moving forward and keeps you in momentum. Because it's at the end of the day, like you said, it's interesting because you said it's not a machine, but yet we have that's how you know you have a good machine, when your clients don't feel like it's a machine. Right? Yeah. So I'm like, exactly. All right, that's awesome, because we actually do have a machine. And I've always been so like, I don't want anyone to ever feel like a number, and that's not what this is ever about.
That is funny, because I actually do say all the time, like, I'm building my machine, and yet it doesn't feel that way. So it's part of my lifestyle, my passion. Like, you help us intertwine that passion and desire and momentum and love for what we want to do amongst the tech, and then all the things we have to do in the process that we don't always love.
The tech and the tasks.
Yeah.
New one.
Yes.
Hey, I'm just curious, have you messed with any of the AI stuff yet?
I have been.
Oh, tell us your experience.
I love it. The way that my flow goes is I need to have some inspiration initially. And so I will tap into something to get that creative space. And so AI, it provides it really well. I read it and I'm like, that's good. Now let me format that to my own. Mm-hmm. So instead of, reading other people's content, I feel like it doesn't suck as much energy out of me if I go to it.
That's good.
Yeah.
So, all right. So if you're somebody that is looking for support with growing your coaching business, even if it's to the 5K to 10K up to like Natalie here, 30K, signing 3 $10,000 clients in 1 month, drop support below. Let's have a conversation, see if it's a good fit. If you're somebody that wants to learn how to use AI to create authentic content that really makes a difference and really cut the time of creating your content, drop toolkit below. We have a freebie that's amazing. It's like we're giving it to our clients because it's so valuable, right? It's
got to
like,
implement this strategy.
yeah, it's so good. Like usually freebies like that you give out to the world, like they're not something that you would go and like hand out to your clients, like, here, use this. But this is actually different. This is actually super valuable, and our clients are coming back to it and using it over and over again. So if you want that, drop toolkit below. Anyways, Natalie, thank you so much. We'll see you at 3, and appreciate you. Talk to you later.
Thank you.